This is a draft of the Basic Student Records training. Welcome to California State University San Bernardino's Basic Student Records online training. This training is required by employees who will be using PeopleSoft to review student record information. Closed captioning is available. You are required to complete a simple test. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. At any time during this presentation, if you experience difficulties, please contact ITS Training Services at extension 77425 or email us at itstrainingservices@csusb.edu. After logging into your MyCoyote portal, you will select the Administrative Systems tile. Next, you will select the PeopleSoft Campus Solutions tile to begin using the Student PeopleSoft module. Navigating in PeopleSoft can be conducted two different ways. You can use the features on the left in the main menu, or you can use the breadcrumbs. There is a feature in PeopleSoft that will allow you to create favorites. If there is a screen you'll be using often, you can save it to your favorites. Simply navigate to the page you will be using and select the Add Favorites hyperlink in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The Favorites feature will be demonstrated over the next few slides. Let's begin setting up a favorite. We will simply navigate to the Student Program Plan and set up a favorite. You can add favorites by selecting the menu options in the top left of the screen, or more conveniently in the top right of the screen. Select Add Favorites. After selecting Add Favorites, you are prompted to name your favorite. The system will default the page name and allows you an opportunity to edit. In this slide, we have edited the favorite's name and will select OK. To view your saved favorites, select the Favorites link in the top left of the screen. When you select the Favorites hyperlink at the top left of the screen, you can view pages that you have recently used and the list of your favorites that you have saved under My Favorites. You can also add favorites here and edit favorites. We are going to edit favorites. The Edit Favorites page will display. You may organize your favorites by sequence number. You may delete a favorite by selecting the minus icon. Follow the examples in the next few slides. When you select the minus icon, a delete confirmation notification will be displayed. The confirmation will indicate if you want to confirm the deletion or cancel the process. Once you have updated your favorites, arranged your sequence order, deleted any favorites that are unnecessary, make sure that you select the Save button at the bottom left of the page to save your changes. We have just completed the demonstration on how to navigate using your favorites. The most important thing to remember when setting up your favorites is to navigate to the page that you want to save, assign a name or use the defaulted name, and save. And if you have multiple favorites, you will want to go in and set up the sequence order so that they appear in the My Favorites menu in the order that you are using them. Let's use Campus Community to begin an ID search. From the main menu, we'll select Campus Community, Personal Information, and Add or Update a Person. After entering the student's ID, on the Add Update a Person search page, select the Search button. The results will appear at the bottom of the screen. You may have to scroll down to view the results. To view the student's information, select the EMPL ID or Details link. Once you select the link, you'll be navigated to the page that provides contact information, date of birth. Please note that under the address types, there might be multiple addresses. To see all of the addresses, simply click on View All to see the different addresses for the students. We will review this on the next slide. In the previous slide, we selected the ID and the biographical details page displays. On biographical details, we can see information regarding the student. We're going to focus on the address page. Here we see the address types. Please note that under the address types, there might be multiple addresses. To see all of the addresses, simply click on the View All link to see the different addresses available for the student. We can see the current addresses, and we see that there are multiple addresses. For example, the home address is an address that belongs to the appropriate Human Resources office. Students are not able to update this address through MyCoyote. A mailing address is a shared address. Students will be allowed to update this address on MyCoyote. A permanent address belongs to the Office of Records, Registration and Evaluation. Students are able to update this data in MyCoyote, however, they are not able to delete this information. A diploma address is the address that the Office of Records, Registration and Evaluation uses to identify where the student wants their diploma mailed. Similarly, there are different kinds of phone numbers. We will review phone numbers on the next slide. As previously mentioned, there are different kinds of phone numbers. A home phone number belongs to the appropriate Human Resources office. This can be updated but cannot be deleted through MyCoyote. Please note the navigation at the top of the page. A student's campus email account or on-campus account will be the exclusive way to contact the student by email. Other email accounts can be personal email accounts and are used as an auxiliary form of communication. Now that we covered some basics, let's begin navigating in the system. Let's begin by setting up user defaults. From the main menu, I will select Set Up SACR. After selecting Set Up SACR, the next link appears, User Defaults. I will select User Defaults. The User Defaults page appears. We will use the lookup icon to look for information to save on our user defaults. When you select the lookup icon, the magnifying glass, you will always be prompted to a list of options to select from. Specific information appears on most pages. Quite often there is only one value to choose from. You can set those values to default so you don't have to add them each time you access the screens. These are your own personal defaults that will go along with your EMPL ID. You will see your user ID and name on each tab. For the first tab in User Defaults, select San Bernardino Campus for Academic Institution. For the Career Set ID, you may look up a default setting. In this example, we're going to use SBCMP. For Facility Group Set ID, you may look up a default setting, and in this example, we've selected SBCMP. For all blank fields, you may use the spyglass to select the default setting. Next, select the Save button. The values can always be updated, and you can override them on any page of information that you go to. If the default value doesn't fit your needs, you can always change them. Next, we are going to look at the User Defaults For tab. You may carry IDs between pages. If you carry an ID, you will not have to re-enter the student's ID when you go from page to page. This is a convenient way to avoid entering information multiple times. However, please be mindful, although carrying IDs between pages in the system is possible and convenient, it is possible that you are working on a student's record and think you are working on a different student's record because the ID has carried over from the other page. Also, on the User Default For tab, you want to set your output destination to printer and transcript type as unofficial. On the User Default For tab, set the output destination to printer and the transcript type as unofficial. These settings will be helpful when requesting unofficial transcripts. After you have completed your selections, use the Save option to save your user default settings. The next few slides will demonstrate how to set your output destination for unofficial transcripts under the Default For tab. Selecting the Home link will take us back to the main menu. From the main menu, navigate to Campus Community, then select Service Indicators. We are navigating from the main menu, selecting Campus Community, Service Indicators, Manage Service Indicators. Enter the student's ID number and select Search. Using the search feature, and after entering the ID you are searching for, the results will appear at the bottom of the page. Select the ID you are searching for. Please note, if there are multiple services impacted, you will have to select the View All link to view all of the services that will be impacted. Additionally, in the comments box, all comments should be professional and should be noted that comments placed in the comments box are not captured in an audit trail. Scroll down and select the OK button at the bottom left of the page. In the Effective Period box, select a start term. When the service indicator becomes active, you can select the quarter and effective dates using the spyglass or lookup option in Calendar Options. Next, we will review the Student Program Plan. From the main menu, we will navigate to Records and Enrollment, Career and Program Information, then Student Program Link. The Student Program Plan search page will display. Enter the student ID number, Select Include History, then select the Search button. The search results will appear at the bottom of the page. If there are multiple rows of program plans, select the one that corresponds to the student's most current and active admit status. Select the appropriate link. When the student program page appears, multiple tabs will be displayed. On the student program page, we see multiple tabs. We are going to select the Student Plan tab. The Student Plan tab will provide the name and catalog year of the student's program. If there are multiple majors or minors, you will select the View All link. The status of the student's program plan will tell you if the student is currently active or not. The effective date is when the active or inactive program plan was issued or the date of any update. Academic program will indicate whether the student is an undergraduate, post-baccalaureate, graduate, credential, or other program plan type. The admit term is when the student was admitted to the university. The requirement term for undergraduate students indicates the catalog year of the general education requirements for that student. An expected graduation term will be placed if the student has filed to graduate. If there are multiple rows, select the View All link to view additional data. Next, we're going to select the Student Degree tab. The Student Degree tab will indicate if a student has been awarded a degree, denied a degree, or if they have filed a grad check. Whether the grad check was applied, eligible, in review, or pending. Sometimes a grad check can be canceled, in which case it would be shown as withdrawn. We will return to the home page to begin the next topic. We will review student enrollment appointment. Student enrollment appointment is commonly known as priority registration appointment. Start by navigating from the main menu to Records and Enrollment. Next, select Term Processing link. Next, select Appointments link. Select the Student Enrollment Appointment link. On the Student Enrollment Appointment search page, enter the student's Coyote ID number and select Search. Find the quarter that you are interested in viewing. On the results page, you will need to scroll down to view the results. Select the link for the appropriate row you wish to view. The student's priority appointment should be on the page. Indicated are the start date and start time. Please note these two important details. The start date is the day the student can begin registration. The start time is the actual time that the student can begin registering on their start date. A student cannot begin registering prior to the start time given on their start date. A student may register at any time after the assigned start time. We will navigate back to the main menu to begin our next topic, Quick Enroll. Quick Enrollment is the feature that will be used to register students into classes. On the Quick Enroll search page, begin by entering the student's Coyote ID number. Whenever needed, remember to use the spyglass or the lookup icon to look up, in this case, the student's academic career. For the term, you may also use the lookup icon to locate the correct term you are registering the student for. After selecting the information in the fields required, select the Add button. After selecting the Add button, the Quick Enroll page appears. The action field will default to enroll, however there are other options available. You may also drop a student, swap a student between class sections, or enroll a student. We will continue with enrolling a student. Begin by selecting the applicable criteria. Once the action type is selected, the course information is required. The class number is a 5-digit call number that is associated with the specific course. Select the Search button to begin searching the class schedule. Remember, you can use the spyglass or the lookup icon to search for the class schedule. When you select the section you are looking for, this will add the class to Quick Enroll. Select Submit to complete the enrollment action. An enrollment may not be complete if there's an error. The message link will help you find out what the error is and why the error occurred. If you have a successful result, then no further action is needed. The message log provides a brief explanation. In this case, it appears the student has previously taken the course. Select the Return button to go back to Quick Enroll page. We have returned to the Quick Enroll page. Refer to Service Indicators for instructions on holds. Next, we will demonstrate how to drop a student using Quick Enroll. Retrieve the student information as previously demonstrated. As a reminder, if you set up your favorites, it'll save you a lot of time. Using the Enrollment Action drop-down, select Drop. Enter the 5-digit call number for the class. You may also select from the student's class schedule using the search option. Select the class to be dropped. After selecting the course to be dropped, you will click Return or Submit. Next, we'll look at the swap feature. Swap feature should be used when a student is trying to register in a class but does not want to lose a seat in a different class. Instead of using adding or dropping to drop the student from one class to add him in the other, the swap feature can be used to preserve the student's seat in one class while attempting to add them to another. In the event that adding a second class is unsuccessful, the student will not lose his seat in the first class. To swap, select from the menu of actions and choose Swap. Search for the course or courses. Select the course that the student would like to swap from. Then select the course the student would like to swap to. On this slide, we can see the class number for the course they're swapping from and to. Please note, if there is a related lab or discussion section with the lecture, use the related one or related to fields to make that selection. Then select the Submit button. In this case, we can see that there are errors. We will select the Errors link. Review the error message. Once a student has been added, dropped, or swapped from a class or classes, you can use the go-to links that are located at the bottom of the page to view additional information. Using the go-to links, In this example, we selected Study List. You can view the student's full class schedule by selecting the Study List link at the bottom of the Quick Enrollment page. The student's full class schedule appears. The class schedule will also include courses that have been dropped. To not view courses that have been dropped, deselect the box at the top and refresh the class schedule. Move on to the enrollment summary. We're going to start from the main menu or use your favorites. So from the main menu, select Records and Enrollment Summaries. Select Enrollment Summaries. On the Enrollment Summary search page, enter the student's Coyote ID and select the search button. The Enrollment Summary results appear. Select the term that you are interested in viewing. Remember to use the navigation links at the top of the page, for example, View All if you have several results. Using the lookup icon provides detailed course descriptions for each individual course. To print the student's class schedule in a PDF format, select the Print Study List link to launch the report. The processing icon appears and will indicate Saved when the request has been processed. Select the Report Manager link to access the print request. Select the Refresh button on the Report Manager page. This will initiate refreshing the report until it has posted. On the Report Manager page, we can see a status of processing. Continue to select the Refresh button. Continue selecting the Refresh button until the status has changed to Posted. This can take a few minutes. Select the Details link to view the results. In the Files list, you will see a PDF. The student's class schedule appears in a PDF format. Next, we will navigate to the main menu. We just completed enrollment summaries. From the main menu, we're going to view transcripts. We're going to navigate Records and Enrollment. Next, select Transcripts. Select Transcript Report link. On the Transcript Report Request page, select the Add a New Value tab. The current user ID defaults to your Coyote ID number because you are the requester of the transcript. The header page appears with the default settings as previously covered. Select the Request Detail tab. On the Request Detail page, you will enter the student's ID number into the ID field. Next, select the Process Request button. A link to the report will appear. Select the View Report link. You may also select the Print button and follow the navigation. You will be prompted that the report request or print request was saved. Then you select the Report Manager link to print the transcript. We will continue with the View Report link. On the Report Manager page, the transcript should be available after selecting the Refresh button. As previously demonstrated, the Refresh button will buffer and prepare the PDF for viewing. Continue refreshing until you have a posted result in your status column. When the PDF status has posted, we will select the Details link to view the report. A PDF of the transcript will be available to view and print. Simply select the link to view the results. On the unofficial transcript page, you should be able to see the student's name, Coyote ID, date of birth, and the date of printing. Under Academic Program History, there's a brief synopsis of the student's major. It identifies whether they're an undergraduate or a graduate and the programs they have been active in. The transcript will also include any transfer credits from other schools and institutions. After the transfer credits, you see the beginning of the student's CSUSB academic record. For each quarter that the student attends, you will be able to see the units awarded, cumulated GPA, CSUSB GPA, and the GPA for each quarter. You will also be able to see each course that they're enrolled in, the units of each course, and the grade for each course. At the very bottom of the record, there will be totals for the student as of the most recent quarter, including the accumulated GPA, CSUSB GPA, and the term GPA for the most recent quarter. If you would like to print a transcript, simply select the Print button. You will get a message that the print request was saved, and then follow the instructions to print when prompted. Next, we're going to move on to access the Program Advising Worksheet for Students, also known as PAWS. We are going to begin by using the My Coyote portal homepage. The Degree or Audit Paws Report, which stands for the Program Advising Worksheet for Students, is an automated credit summary for undergraduate degrees. It provides students with the listing of all coursework required for graduation from CSUSB. It allows students to map out their course selection at any point during their academic career by comparing the classes they have taken or are now taking to those that they will need to take in order to graduate. Students will receive an email notification that is sent to their CSUSB email once their Paws report is ready for review. Once notified, students will need to log into their My Coyote portal to request and print a copy of their Paws report. As an advisor, you can view a student Paws report. To access Paws for advisors, select the Degree Progress tile. In the Degree Progress tile, select Paws Report tile. Next, select the student's icon. Enter the student's ID and select Submit. You may also search by name. If you are searching by the name, select Search. If the student is an active undergraduate, an active degree program title and catalog year will display. Please note, if the student is an inactive undergraduate or graduate student, the student will not have a Paws report available. Select the Run Select Major button to run a What If Paws. Then select the degree and catalog year. And finally, select the Run Paws button to run the audit for the student selected major. Once the audit has been processed, the What If audit will automatically load. Select the Open All sections to view all requirements in the What If audit. To navigate through the What If audit, you will scroll up and down to view the information presented. The Paws report is split into different areas. The initial area we saw is the legend. This will tell what the symbols mean that are used on the report. The student's name and major appear in the top area. Below the Paws message, you may find a sentence that indicates whether all requirements have been met or if there's any outstanding requirements that need to be satisfied. The general education requirements indicate general education areas that have been fulfilled. That will typically display in blue, and in red it indicates that the general education has not been fulfilled. In general, areas that appear in red have requirements that have not been fulfilled and will be marked with pluses or minuses. Pluses show the fulfillment requirement, minuses show outstanding requirements. The next area is the graduation requirement, including the GPA and residency requirements. These are requirements for graduation from CSUSB. A student must meet the GPA, residency, and Title V requirements. The cumulative GPA will be listed to the right. The GPA for CSUSB will also be listed below to the right. A minimum 2.0 cumulative and CSUSB GPA is required to graduate. A 2.0 GPA is required for a student's major and minor. An academic transcript of all student coursework, including their transfer coursework, and the coursework completed at CSUSB will be included at the bottom of the Paws Report. This is the end of the Paws Report. Be sure to print a copy of the Business Process Guide. This term translation, college codes, and FERPA icon provide some reference material for you as you navigate through this system. Before we end this presentation, we will briefly cover your responsibilities as required by the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, commonly referred to as FERPA. FERPA is the law that establishes several privacy and rights to know laws for students and parents, as well as guidelines for custodian of student records. Student records are protected under FERPA upon permission to post-secondary educational institutions regardless of age. FERPA allows the custodians of records to use discretion when sharing information with other record custodians on a need-to-know basis, and only with those who are authorized to know. As a rule of thumb, any information you would not want shared about yourself, you should not openly share about a student with another party. With your PeopleSoft access, you will have access to personal and academic information that should be considered sensitive and private. You should access this information on a need-to-know basis. Accessing student information for personal, inquisitive, or non-job related reasons is a violation of FERPA and is punishable. PeopleSoft is an online system. Anywhere where there is internet connection, you can access PeopleSoft. With access to our common management system, you will need to protect your ID and password vigilantly. Some tips to consider for protecting your password are to avoid using any unsecure Wi-Fi signals where your password can be captured, such as those in a public area or a restaurant. Avoid working outside your workstation, and avoid using public computers that may store your ID and password. If you notice that your reliable password is no longer working, please contact the Campus Support Center for additional assistance with resetting your password immediately. For additional information regarding security, please visit our campus iSet website at www.csuSB.edu/its/security. You have now successfully completed the Basic Student Records training. If you have any questions regarding this training, please contact ITS Training Services at 909-537-7425, or you may email us at itstrainingservices@csusb.edu. If you have any questions regarding your access to the Basic Student Records module, please contact the Information Security and Emerging Technologies Office at extension 77262.